Today we're working on this 2012 Mercedes 3250, and so we're going to be doing an oil change, and it'll be a really in-depth one. So if you've never changed oil before, this is a video for you. So the first thing you want to do is warm up the car. So we've already done that. We brought it up to temperature a little while ago here, and it's okay if it sits for 5 or 10 minutes after, just so everything runs back down to the base of the engine. So kind of plan the beginning of your change around that. So next step, we're going to pop the hood. Okay, something that's really going to help you out here is, and a feature you might not be aware of, once your hood comes fully up on your Mercedes, you just lift a little harder and it goes into what's called the service position. So now we're going to have to get that engine cover pulled up. Okay, so to get this cover off, there is a clip right back here. I'll just show it to you because it's important to know where these are, and then you can, and I believe there's one right here. We'll show when we get the cover off, and there should be one right here. Yep. So now we'll flip it over and just show you guys. Okay, so there's one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. Okay, so here is your oil filter. It's a cartridge style, so you got to get this off, and we'll do that in a minute, but we want to clean it up really good first. Not that dirty, but we'll get all this dust off of here. Okay, so we're going to go under and drain the oil before we remove the filter, but we just want it to get that cover off, show you the location. Then your dipstick is just back here. So we're just going to pull that up a little bit so that when we get underneath and drain the oil, it has a vent. Nash is just finding there is a rubber pad under there, and just make sure that your jack cups it nicely. Ours does, so we're going to go for that. And we're going to jack up both sides. Optional, of course, to use wheel ramps. That probably would work better if you're just doing an oil change, but we're actually going to be doing a brake job as well on the front wheels. So make sure you check out our other videos. We're going to have a number of them coming out on this car.
Okay, so there's 10 8mm bolts holding on this front plastic skid plate. Okay, to take out this plastic skid plate that's behind the front one, it's just 4 8mm. Okay, so the drain plug is a 13mm. I'm just going to clean it off here.
So while the oil's draining out under there, we'll get a new washer for this drain plug. We already got it cleaned up, and I just have one of these washer assortments. You can get these on Amazon, and hopefully, yeah, perfect. Oh, it worked. Okay guys, I don't know if I would recommend this style of plier. I was worried I would break the housing, but we used we just cut off a piece of an old belt to use under it. But if you had like a proper size band wrench, that would work really good. Now don't worry, it won't spill oil out here. All the oil's drained out, that's why we drain the oil first. Okay guys, just like that. So we're going to pull that apart, and we'll show you there's a few O-rings you have to change. I'm always worried about getting junk in my engine, so I just put a piece of shop towel down where the filter goes while we're changing out the filter element. So yeah, this is the tool I use to get it off, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend a smaller size of one of these. This one doesn't quite go small enough. We'll just we'll pull the filter cartilage out first. That's recyclable garbage, and then there's some O-rings that you want to get off. There'll be new ones in the new filter kit, so if you have a pick like that to get under it, that's best. And then we'll just kind of wipe this out with a clean shop towel. And then this is the preferred brand of filter to use on your European car. I believe it's the factory brand for Mercedes. So there's our new O-ring to seal the canister. And then our filter, you see it just seals down in there. I don't believe there's any O-ring down there. So yeah, you have to press it firmly to get it seated. And then this O-ring, you should put some oil on that. Okay, so I just got a Even the used oil will work. I just got a little off the old filter actually. It goes right in that groove there. And then we'll put a little bit of oil around that O-ring there, so it goes in smoothly, and we're ready to reinstall in the car. It's that easy. So we're going to take our towel out and we'll just use it to kind of wipe around that O-ring groove on our way out. Do a visual inspection, make sure nothing dropped in there. And then you don't pre-fill this or anything. It'll automatically fill when you start the engine. We'll get to that later. So you got to line up that center piece on the filter. And then don't cross thread it. A little trick I like to do is I'll turn it back half a turn. That kind of lines up the threads, and then you just thread it right on. And this is just hand tight will do. It's 25 Newton meters. 25.5 Newton meters says that right on there. And that is just really snug with your hand. So, because it's just got to compress that O-ring, which is pretty cushy. So we'll wipe that off, and of course we'll check around it for leaks on startup. Just putting the drain plug back, so just make sure it's all clean around here. Okay, and then you want to torque this drain plug to 22 foot-pounds. So we'll wipe this off, that way we can see if it's dripping. Okay, so we just have to fill the engine with oil. We'll do that before we put these skid plates back, and that way we can make sure there's no leaks under here. Okay guys, no matter what, make sure you use a high quality synthetic motor oil in your 3.5 Mercedes. I really like this Pennzoil Euro L, and it's formulated especially for European cars. And I'm going with 530. 540 is pretty common, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we are in Canada. It gets pretty cold here, so we're going with 530. So this vehicle takes 6.5 liters. Personally, I like to go about 8,000 kilometers between oil changes. I like to monitor the condition of the oil on the dipstick. This car has a dipstick, thankfully. Some of the newer cars, of course, don't, but if you have an opportunity to look at your oil condition, it can be telling. And if it gets dark on me, I'll change it early, but generally with this oil, it still looks good when we change it around 8,000 kilometers. So that's 5 liters from that jug, and then we'll take another 1.5 liters from another fresh jug here. It's all full of oil. Everything's all good, so Nash is just going to start it up and we'll double check for leaks. And if you're wondering, that tapping noise is totally normal. That's how direct injectors sound. Nash is just going to check underneath there. I don't see any actively coming out. So yeah, we're all good, guys. Now we'll just, after it shuts off, we'll let it sit for a couple minutes, and then we'll check it. We'll confirm it on the dipstick there.